Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dinosaur Revival, and today I am gonna look at all confirmed species for Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now I'm gonna remove my face cam just for this first section while I go through all of these, see which one's male and which one's female, because I don't actually know over all these dinosaurs. You'll see what I mean in a sec. And then I will go to the next section about the latest news, and I will, I'm just gonna take down my face cam for a moment, and I will get into it. 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so here are all the dinosaurs. I'm gonna select each one at a time because I want to read them. It might take a little longer. When I say a little, I mean a lot longer than I thought looking at this, but it is worth it, I suppose, for the sake of content and showing you lot the news on Evolution 3. Actually, this is all just paleontology, isn't it? Yeah, this is all paleontological facts. I'll use this then to zoom in on the families here. Well, obviously we've got the baby up front. The crest is a lot less pointed than the adults. Which is the male, which is the female, I do not know. I assume this is the female, because the ridges on its back, it seems less pronounced compared to when the male looks down. Never mind, I might be going completely insane. I do not know which is the male and which is the female. It's to do with the eye ridges, I assume. But I thought, personally, that originally, I thought that in Fallen Kingdom, the one that you see in Fallen Kingdom get hit and killed by the volcano, Mount Sibo, was the male, and this one featured in Battle at Big Rock was female. I guess my facts are wrong, I suppose. Yeah, but I don't know which is female and which is male. I can't even get rid of this part because it's in the way, so I can't properly look at the shape of the crests. The left one is male, I think, because the shape of the crest above the eyes. Well, actually, no, the one on the right looks like it's got bigger crest, which I assume means male because males have features such as that for their, I don't know, just looks, I guess. And then you've got the hybrids, which, of course, like in real life, hybrids can't breed. So it looks like the hybrid dinosaurs are also not going to be able to breed. Now you can feel free to have a pause to look at any information here that you want. But this, it's going to be female, I assume. But even if they don't add a breeding feature, it'd be interesting to see male versions, maybe perhaps even without breeding, perhaps with these sort of spiky bits on its back. You don't think you can actually see my mouth. The bits where the armor shows from the Ankylosaurus to be a bit more pronounced. That'd be interesting to me. And again, every time I'm looking at these, you can have a look at this information on the side and via pausing it. Ankylodocus to Ankylosaurus itself. I'll give you a second to pause if you want. And I will zoom in here. This patterning on the eye makes me think that this one on the right is this one on the right is the male, just because of the patterning. But of course you've got the baby there. The patterning on the right makes me think it's a male, but like I don't know. If I could see this one's club a bit better, that would be real helpful. There, I think this one's the male. The shape of the club look almost the same actually. Trying to see if there's any defining features. There isn't really, other than the one on the left seems to have a bit more pronounced spikes on its armor, on its back, but then that doesn't help because of all these at the top being in the way of this one. So I can't really tell. But I'm sure we will find out when the game comes out in October. There's some paleontology you can pause on. And I will zoom in here. We've got the baby up front again. The head of that one has been cut off. That's not even my doing. Really? Okay, it was my doing. Which is the male and which is the female, though I do not know. I assume the ones on the right are the males and the ones on the left would be females, maybe. But it could be the other way around. You've got the baby. You got this one with a lot more patterning on its neck, on that band around its neck. That's what the patterning makes me think it's male, but I could be getting that completely wrong. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I want this to be a rather simple video, so I can prepare for some future ones that I've got planned. And based on my pattern theory, I think I was completely wrong about the males. Oh, actually no, the one on the right is male, you can see, I assume, because there is quills on the top of its head and the back of its neck. And I assume that's the knowledge they're going with because of the male raptors in Jurassic Park 3 having the same sort of quills. For this baby, I can't tell if that's just because this image is blurry, but there seems to be pictofeathering or microfibers, something on its back and head that is a bit fluffy, which is nice to see, though looks a lot less scarier than the adults because it's a baby and it has bigger eyes. Again, feel free to pause on the paleontology if you want to have a closer look at that. This is British dinosaurs it's named after the British historian David Attenborough. And David Attenborough's fun fact, David Attenborough's brother Richard Attenborough was the one who played John Hammond in Jurassic Park. And that's why Claire in Evolution 3 says, you guess you can say dinosaurs run in his family, because his brother played John Hammond, so it's a bit of breaking the fourth wall there. You can pause whenever you want. I'll give you a second to do that, and I will zoom in to see if I can tell. The baby is obviously at the front, and for the parents, I assume the one on the right is the male. I would assume that's how they're showing all of them. Defining features? I don't know. Eye ridges, maybe? The eye ridges look more pronounced on this one on the right to me than compared to the one up on the left. I don't want to spend too much time because, yes, I just don't want to spend that much time. Yeah, you've got the male and female and baby baryonyx. The baby's dancing around. The head looks a lot smaller, but also a lot less developed, and he's playing with his tail. This one, I assume on the right, is male again. Defining features, eyebrow ridge maybe? I don't know. I wish they'd say which one was male and which one was female. But yes, I assume that they tell you. They will make it the same, though I do not know. Some paleontology for the Brachiosaurus. It's going up because of the long necks. The baby, as the crest doesn't develop at all. And another fun fact is Brachiosaurus, in this anyway, is more based on findings of Giraffa titan, which is why these ones have the crest that they do anyway. The one on the left seems like the male to me this time because of the shape of the crest, but I could be wrong. I wish there was a more clear way to tell. We've got Ceratosaurus, which will be easier to tell, I think, maybe, possibly. You can pause again here, and as for this, though, I think here you've got the baby, which has a tiny little horn. It's cute. The one on the left, I think, is male, because the shape, it's a lot more pointed, the crest is a lot more pointed. Or the horn is a lot more pointed on that one. And the patterning on its head is just makes me think of a male, and I don't know why. But it could be the other way around, because I don't know if this is true, but I think the Ceratosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 might have been male. It had less of a spiky crest, like the one on the left. So that might mean it's male. I don't know. I'm trying to be quick with this one, because I don't want to spend too much time on it. As for the Dilophosaurus here, I am aware that people were a little disappointed when they found out this was going to be the baby. They wanted the adult to be like the Jurassic Park novel. The way the novel describes them, a lot bigger, but that's not what we got. As for this, I do not know male and female. I assume the one on the left with a much greater crest size is the male. So maybe I've been getting it wrong until now, but yeah, there's no real way for me to properly tell, so I apologise for that. Synapsid, fun fact, this is actually related to humans in a way, and it's not even a dinosaur. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about this one. The baby, of course, has a giant head. I won't say giant, it's a big head, big eyes, little tail, and the male and female. I do not know which is which, but I assume the one on I do not know. I don't have a clue, honestly, when it comes to this one. The one on the left might be male. I'm just saying that because of the patterning on the top of the crest compared to the one on the right. Or the sail, I do not know though. Dunkleosteus, we technically do see this in Jurassic World Rebirth as a decapitated head. Isn't that lovely? So, this little armored fish baby here, I assume the one on the right is female and the one on the left is a male just because of the patterning, but I do not know. I wish there was a clearer way to tell. But I will show it all off again once I have got the game on my Xbox. Now, Montosaurus has got me wondering about, well, I assume the one on the right. The baby, little crest, not very developed. The one on the right, I assume is male based on the crest size. And the one on the left is female. And the fun fact is that the one with the crest, there's actually multiple, 3 Edmontosaurus, I think. I don't know them all off by heart. But only one of them actually has a crest. So that is just a bit of paleontology fact for you. I don't know which one this one is though. Again, trying to be quick because I don't want to spend too much time on this, because I have some bigger projects that I still need to work on. So pause it whenever you want for the information here on this side. As for the male and female, I do not have a clue. Again, really, because I just don't. I was going to look at creativity evolved, which you can see up here in my tabs. But basically, the key takeaway is that you can make the paths different colors, so you can get even more creative. I'll look at the other videos that have been released as well on this on Evolution 3 when I get time. The one I don't know which is which, but maybe the one on the right is the male because of the patterning. I'm just making assumptions based on its colours because I don't know much else. Patterning on the back of its head as well. And also, yeah, I don't know. Giganotosaurus. You've got a baby. This is, of course, the Dominion variant. As for male and female, you've got the baby, yes. Features, but yeah. The male and female, I do not really know. Male, in my opinion, if I get a good look at them, male is on the right because the sail on the left looks bigger than the one on the right, but that might just be the angle, and the patterning on the right one looks more pronounced in a way because it's got patterning on its head as well, on the end of its snout, but I honestly don't have a flipping clue. Okay, so Gigantospinus has got a baby. All of these seem to have a baby. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. You can have a look at the paleontology there. Here, I do not know because the spikes look at the exact same size. The shoulder blade, I assumed that the shoulder blades would mean the bigger one would mean it is the male, but there doesn't look like there's a difference here. The patterning doesn't really give much away either. So, male and female, I don't have a clue. You've of course got the baby in the middle. I think maybe the male is on the right just because the positioning of the spikes. Maybe they seem longer anyway from this angle. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to hurry through this. I don't know how many's left. This is a deluxe creature, which I have pre-ordered the deluxe edition, so that's the thing. Yes. You can look at the information here. The baby has a little crest. The female has a bigger crest. I'm assuming the one on the right is male because of all the extra colouring. The plumage on its neck and on the colouring on its crest makes me think it's a male because it wants to show off. And birds have that sort of colourful plumage as well, I think, to show off as well. I'm trying to be quick because, yeah. Now, I think this one's caught some people by surprise. Because, well, Homalocephalus is already quite small. So, I don't know how the baby's gonna work here. Well, it's still reasonably sized, but still the baby's gonna be like compy sized, maybe. Even that, I don't know how big the baby's gonna be. As for male and female, the male might be the one on the right. Why am I saying that? The patterning again, really. Other than that, I've no clue. Ichthyosaurus, another rather popular one on in the gaming in paleontology world for England, at least. I assume for here the baby is on the left because the big eyes, big pupils. Female is on the right, and the top one is male because of all the proper colourful colouring on it. I'm speeding this up, going as fast as I can. Feel free to pause this whenever you want again. This is the Dominion one, seen in the prologue of Dominion. Iguanodon. Don't know if there's gonna be there's gonna be baby variant of the other version of the Iguanodon. Well, if they've even removed that, oh gosh, imagine. Yeah, there's another one that's from England. Fun fact: Iguanodon, the thumb spike used to be thought as a horn, and Iguanodon means iguana tooth. Probably says that there. Yes, it does. Right here, it says iguana tooth, and I assume the male is on the right because of the darker colouring and contrasting, and well, yes, I'm just basing this off colouring because I don't have any other features to look at. The baby is in the middle there, and I'm going as fast as I can. Indominus Rex, another one, is a hybrid. Here I want to point out that it says Giganotosaurus, Carnotaurus, Velociraptor, Infamous Tyrannosaurus Rex, Trifoxus snakes, and well, there's other natural animals as well. I want to point out Deinosuchus, just because it says it here, does not mean Deinosuchus is going to be in Evolution 3. It could be. It could be, but I'm not saying look for it. It's definitely going to be there. You can look for it, but I'm not saying it's definitely going to be in the game. Not at least not when it launches. I don't think anyway. They might add it in some sort of DLC. You can see it is got the red eyes, big mouth. The fun fact: Deinosuchus even applies for the jaw, really, for the amount of teeth it has, and the fact this plays out like that because the teeth are built for catching fish rather than shredding through flesh or crushing bone. Like an Allosaurus or Tyrannosaurus Rex, respectively. And there's no real patterning on this one, but oh well. I will show all of these off once the game is up. Kronosaurus, named after Kronos. The one in the left here is in the middle is the baby, right? They're real blurry, but whatever. That one I do not know. I assume this one is male or female maybe, and this one with the slight different on the patterning, and it looks like it has 4 eyes is male, but I don't know. I will announce something as well at the very end of the video, and yeah, Lokiceratops. Information on the left. You've got the baby in the middle, male on the right. I'm saying that because we actually got confirmation the horns a lot bigger, and you do have, I want to point out this asymmetric findings in real life. The very top, these 2 horns at the very top of its skull are often actually asymmetric in fossil findings, and even in babies, I guess, because yes, it's asymmetric in babies. Mosasaurus, we already knew this was coming, but maybe I can identify male and female. Probably not, though. This is, of course, baby in the middle. Male, I assume, is on the top here because of the colouring on its back, which means it's got more pronounced. I don't know. It'll be a lot easier for me to show this off once it's actually got the game out. I've got the deluxe edition, so I'm going to get these 3 looks colours, which is orange, blue, and, well, it looks like green back there. Pachycephalosaurus appeared in the most recent video that got added. As for male and female, we've got the baby, which got a little less developed, which is this controversial because, well, Pachycephalosaurus is definitely its own thing, but Stygimoloch is meant to be a juvenile synonym for Pachycephalosaurus, and then Dracorex is meant to be a juvenile synonym of Draco Rex, so it's a bit controversial, but I'm not going to touch on that. Like, you can do your own research there. I assume the one on the right is male, maybe, but I don't know, because I assume it's going to be based on the shape of the dome, but I can't see it with the angle that we are given. We've got Patigo Titan, which we saw as well. I assume the one on, well, you've got the baby there, little crest. The male is on the right. Why am I saying that? Because of the crest looks big. The spiky bits on the back of its head neck look bigger. And that's about it. I am trying to rush through this. I don't mean to, but I want to be able to not take that long, because I would prefer it not to be super duper long. We've got the baby right in front, which is on all fours and stretching. We've got the male on the right. Why am I saying this is the male? Because I don't know, the horn sticking out the side of the head, and the tail fan thing, spiny things on the back are more longer and colourful. There's the female, it's bipedal in this stance, and less quills. Yeah. Pteranodon. This is the Jurassic World one, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Jurassic Park 3 ones. We've got the baby there, I don't know, maybe that's the female that stood next to it, and the male is the one that is flying, because because sorry, I got distracted. I don't know, male. Well, actually, the male seems like it's the one that's on the floor because of the shape of the crest, but I don't know what the shape of the crest actually looks like on the one that's flying. Pterosaurs can walk, we know that as well. We've got Quetzalcoatlus here. You can have a look at paleontology there. You got the baby in the middle there. I don't know which is which, female on the ground maybe, and the male in the flying position, or the vice versa, because I don't know which is which. I will go through these properly and slowly and more better once I have got the game on, which is on October 21st, I think. We've got Sauropelta, Paleontology on the side, Mel is on the right, I assume, because of the shape of the spikes. My tea is ready, so I really have to hurry this up, and you will have to come onto the site yourself. All you have to do is search Jurassic World Evolution 3, and that is it. And male on the right, baby in the middle, female on the left. Dinosaurs, I will just scroll down. We've got 7 days until the next one is announced. All of these that have gone through. Spinosaurus, we've got the, I don't know, female on the left, male on the right, and baby in the middle, I assume. Stegoceratops, got Stegosaurus, baby in the middle, male on the right, male on the left, female on the left. The Dinosaurus Dracon is in the looks. I hope that that's just the family pack rather than the actual pterosaur, the entire thing itself, because that would be sad if you get charged extra to have a species you would already have. You've got a baby, male and female, I would say. Baby, female and male because of the shape of the horns and large crest. Baby, well, you can't actually see what I'm looking at because my thing won't show. The female is on the left, male on the right here, and male flying there. Troodon here in the middle, baby. Troodon, female on the left, female on the left, male on the right. Tropognathus, male on the right, baby in the middle, female flying in this case, I assume. Baby Rex, Mama Rex, and Male Rex. Okay, well, I've gone on here now. Male, I assume this one in the middle is the baby. Well, of course, that's the baby. I assume that the one here is the female and the one here is the male, just because of the shape of the head. Looks bulkier to me, but I could be wrong. And the crest, yeah, I'll explain it I'll go through this a lot better when I've got the time. Anyway, there's only a few left. Utahraptor, we've got a better look at the male and female system, I think. Not really, never mind, I was wrong. Baby here in the middle left is female and male is on the right, I assume. I really have to get going, and we've got Velociraptor. It'd be nice to see the males. Yes, they do have the crest that I was on about with the Utahraptor. Baby there, female on the left and male on the right. Oops. And we're going back to Allosaurus. Anyway, you will see my face again in 3, 2, 1. Hello again. Well, for you it was only 1 second anyway. What I was saying is that there's a total of 5 YouTubers that I would be interested in making a collaboration video. I will put the 3 paleo YouTubers that I want to do a collaboration with across the top of your screen now, and the 2 non-paleo YouTubers that I would be interested in making a collaboration video with at the bottom, and you can go check them out if you haven't already. And, somehow get the message out that I would be interested in making a collaboration with them. And anyway, that's all from me now. I'll catch you all on the other side.